And now, please like and subscribe to the Triple B, aka the Backdoor Baby Booty Batty Basement Snatcher.
Yeah, what you know about that, man? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? I meant to do this earlier. I hope some people will come in. I got 2 folks in. That's a good start. Yeah, what's up? So we're looking at the Dillian Whyte, Moses Itauma Wayne. Now, Ergovich Adelaide as well. They're the only 2 fights that counts. Although Nick the Midget Ball is boxing and Sam Goodman. Now, it's 8 p.m. UK time. Right, I don't know what time it is in Riyadh, but it must be later, right? Riyadh was like, how many hours difference? It's like 4 or 5 or something. So what is this Wayne doing so late? And there ain't no such thing as a rhetorical question on the Triple B show. I think this is one of them really why you ceremonial weigh-ins, right? When it's already happened. Like UFC do it all the time. It's dreadful. And so you see the guys after they've rehydrated. It doesn't matter with the heavyweights, obviously. It doesn't matter with the heavyweights, obviously. But it's weird to have it at this time. And it's going to tell us a lot. I mean, I say heavyweights, it doesn't matter that it's late. But to me, it's weird, man. Enrico Clergy Hype Job Itauma. Hello, what do you think of my name? The booty smatcher might take my booty. Yeah. He looked a lot bigger, Itauma, in height. I was surprised. I thought Itauma was like, he's maybe what, 6'4.5"? I thought he was in reality 6'2.5", but he looked a lot bigger. I'm actually 30 years old, at least. First, yep. Triple B. Yeah, my boy Railway's here. Hey, what up? What up? What up? Can you all hear me ahead? Everything? You can hear me okay? Railway says it's 2 hours ahead. Oh, is it only 2 hours? Okay, but still, like, 10 p.m., man. You don't have a wait at 10 p.m. It's got to be one of those ceremonial waste of time. I can't stand them. This is Coca-Cola, which is a dirty, disgusting drink. But I just need caffeine. I feel a bit tired. I went to the gym for 2 hours, broke my balls, bust out the bag. Had a couple of drinks and spoons with some friends, and there was plenty of stories to tell. Other horrors, but if every time I go into Spoons I made a video about the horrors I'd seen, then that's all this channel would be. Maybe I'll open a separate channel, Witherspoons, the horrors. It's not Witherspoons, it's Wetherspoons, but I was calling it Witherspoons because of Tim Witherspoon. Why Whyte's so skinny but he looks in great shape? He might need to get it right, or is he done? I don't know, but some people say he's just getting rid of more fat. He doesn't want to be so slow. I think Whyte's going to weigh around 245. What has he weighed before, Railway? I mean, I can have a look, but let's have a look. In fact, I'm going to have a look. When the weigh-in comes, I'm going to put it on my mobile phone, on my cellular, as Americans say. But let's have a look at what he's weighed before. I mean, he definitely looks in good shape. The weird thing is that Itauma looks slim as well. So we'll see what they're weighing at. And I hope no one ruins the show. If it is ceremonial, don't tell me what the weighs are. We want to see it live. We want to see it live. So let's see what Dillian's weighed in the past. I'd imagine he's weighed as big as 260. Yeah. The baby snatcher. The baby snatcher. So he's weighed against Tete. He weighed 261. So 245 sounds kind of good, man. Maybe even 240. The live starts now. That's right, man. So and Itauma, I believe, usually weighs in about 250. 250. And he doesn't look ripped himself usually, but I saw some pictures. What? This is only a 10-rounder. According to BoxRec, it's only a 10-rounder. They were offering, before they announced, it was announced, or at least in the betting shops, it was a 12-rounder. And apparently it's only a 10-rounder. That's pretty disappointing, man. I mean, it'll probably be over by half. Most people think be over by halfway, including Boxing News, which seems to have upped their game. Boxing News is actually very. I was about to, unsubscribe. So the last fight, Itauma weighed in at 254 pounds. So I think Dillian will be 245, 240. I think Itama's going to have lost a bit of weight himself. 255. 245, 250. Who knows? I was sad that Fury only fought Whyte after Povetkin dealt with him. I mean, years after, though. Come on, man. You got a lot to say today, Enrico. Whoever thinks of a name like that needs to be investigated by the police. What, you mean the baby snatcher? Yeah, and I did a video on it, but you got like Thomas Trevor go, yeah, I'm really sorry. It was a total mistake. It was, it came out of my mouth by mistake. I'm sorry. And he keeps on looking away. He's lying. When people are talking about something and they keep on and they look away like that, except his nose is obviously bigger and more like that. More like that, his nose. But it usually means they're lying at the point of what they're saying. I'm sure if a title was on the line of some sort where they ain't going to tell you, no, they big fights, they'll go 12 rounds, even if there is no title. You're right. If there's a title, obviously it has to be 12. But I thought this would be 12 because it's the main event and it's pay-per-view. And they're charging us $15.99. Why? Because we're mugs. Well, I'm not buying it, obviously. No one else should. There's a variety of ways to watch this. So let's see what's happening live with this alleged win. Eddie Hearn's just talking. There's who's with him? Is that Andy Lee and that bum Darren Barker? Is that bum Darren Barker? That bum Ade, who I didn't even see. Because he's wearing, he's quite dark, isn't he? And he's wearing black clothes and the background's dark. So I didn't even see him until he smiled. But he is there. So you got Ade, who knows nothing about boxing. Then we go, but he's really nice. So there's plenty of nice people. I've got a cousin who's a retard, and they're very nice. But what are you not giving them a £250,000 a year job at the Zone or whatever these idiots are getting? Railway. I didn't expect Whyte to be shorter than Itauma. Yeah, I thought Whyte was 6'4". He looked around 6'2.5", 6'3". Yeah, I didn't expect him to be so short as well. I thought they'd be the same height, man. Depends on the shoes as well. Well, that's a good point. And you can put lifts in your shoes. Apparently, when Sugar Ray Leonard fought to Donny, the Golden Boy Lalonde, great guy who's commented on the channel, by the way. And yes, it was his real account. He did a long, really nice comment to my Teddy Atlas video, and it was his channel. So, what were we talking about? Yeah, Lalonde Sugar Ray Leonard. So apparently, according to Leonard, he made Donny Lalonde sweat down to 168, even though he's a big light heavyweight. Yeah, to fight for both the super middleweight title and the light heavyweight title in one go. But allegedly, Sugar Ray Leonard put silver dollars in his pockets because he couldn't make 168. He was lighter and he wanted to seem like he was heavier. They didn't really know how to weight manage in those days as much, and they didn't know about PEDs. So you could get shenanigans. Like you can put lifts in your shoes. Or Tyson Fury stands on his tiptoes all the time, doesn't he? Yeah. Gurion, hello, bro. Tama's weight varies from 6'2" to 6'5", depending on the source. Exactly, but if he really was 6'2", that means Dillian's only 6 foot. So big up to Mike Tyson's special boost. Right, if it goes 2 point, which I don't think it does, and okay, well, I'll wait for the end of that. Lay Taylor, my boy Lay Taylor. What do we say, blood? Is time a secret child of David Gay and Jordan Price? I mean, nothing would surprise me, but I don't think so. I think he's a 35-year-old son of a coal burner and a Nigerian. You know, he left Slovakia when he was like 4 or something. Or so, I don't know, maybe it was actually more than that, 7. But he was like, oh, we had to leave because of all the racism we experienced. Don't lie. You've been told to say that because you're the new gay J. Kids at like primary school age, they don't even know. They'll mock you for this and that, but don't start playing the violin. Oh, I was wastely abused at school by a 6-year-old. You know, the massive Moses Itauma. As if anyone gave him any grief. And if they did, they would have got a slap from this great, huge buck. I hope Dillian gets robbed if it goes to points. Why, bro? Do you not like Dillian? I don't want to see a robbery. I'd like to... Dillian win would make me... I've always quite liked Dillian. Why? Because he is honest. And that's why he gets penalised. People go, oh, he's a drug cheat. He's failed tests. He's never failed a test, what he has. He's failed 4 tests. But as I said, if drug testing was real, Gay J would fail every fight and he would fail in the Olympics. But he hasn't because they protect you. If you step out of line, like you knock someone's hat off, for example, yeah, then, you know, you have to pay the price and you lose your fight. Am I dead yet? Hey, Triple B and everyone. What's up, brother? How are you feeling? A bit tired, like I said. Didn't sleep. I haven't got insomnia anymore, but well, not majorly, but I'm still only sleeping 6 hours a night. You know what I'm saying? And then I bust my ass for 2 hours in the gym. I haven't had anything to eat really, and but because I've got to come on the show. There's only 10 people on my show. I'm very disappointed with that. I know I was a bit late putting it up, man, but 10 people. That shows how shadow band Triple B is. Enrico, never seen a height range that much since Tyson Fury height. What are you talking about, man? Can't you speak English, Enrico? I'm confused. So I was meant to say, I hope Dillian Whyte doesn't get rolled if it goes to points. Thank you, man. I keep hitting the send button without finishing the sentence. My bad. You mean my mistake? Yeah, no problem, brother. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So we got Thomas Tribers there. Yeah. Can you see that? Well, anyway, it's just gone off. But Thomas Triber, who called Dillian Whyte the baby snatcher. Obviously, baby snatching was on his mind. How could you... Right, he claims it was an honest mistake, and I didn't mean it. It just came out by mistake. Why? Did he have baby snatching on the mind? I mean, we all think it was a setup to get views, to get press. No. So they're calling in... They'll probably call in. There's only 6 fights on this bill, right? There's only 2 of real interest. Itauma vs Dillian, and obviously Ergovic, the Giga Chad. The Giga Chad Ergovic vs David Adegay. Here's that greasy, for fuck's sake. Here's that greasy, disgusting, baby snatching, obsessive Thomas Schreiber. So he's calling them in, man. MJ Styles says Itauma for the win. I mean, most likely, like if I had to bet my life on it, I'd definitely bet on Itauma for the win. But upset's always possible. Was Dillian Whyte bang bang? Yeah, because that was a child snatching film. They had a few films about child snatching, you know, children's films as well. Wasn't that one the Oompa Loompas in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? There's little midgets that are orange. Yeah, there's a lot. There was a variety of child snatching films. Wasn't Oliver? Was it Oliver? You know? That's on PDs. It's matter who gets caught. Yeah, we've been through this many times. Yeah, clergy plan for the win. Yeah, probably. Right. So who are they calling in? I've got one headphone in, so I can sort of. Someone called Sing. Well, I don't really care about Sing. Thomas, I work for the Triber. That's what I said. You can see it. Yeah. I mean, I'm not claiming credit, like I'm the only one who knows that, but Thomas, the Triber. Epstein was the baby snatcher. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Oh, that was it as well. Yeah, wasn't that a bit weird as well? And then they've had a lot of weird. Willy Wonka. Yeah. Oh, that was it. I can't remember. It's so long ago. I mean, I'm not going to watch kiddies films, and I don't watch any films because they're whack mostly. What's the last film I watched? The George Foreman film, which was quite based and very Christian. It was very Christian, right? So what happened? They deliberately gave it really bad ratings, even though it was a really good film about George. And there was AI in it, which was weird. They got the actor's face and put it on George Foreman's body. And there was a wicked wardrobe, everything. It was a good film. That's the last one I remember. The Wizard of Oz. Yeah, another Nazi thing. I'm sure my last live, I didn't drain the lizard once in 2.5 hours, but I can feel a bit of Coca-Cola makes you want to go for a wee. The Baby Snatchers tribe has been known to steal babies for blood purposes, allegedly. Now, as we wait while these two midgets are weighing in, I've got no idea who they are. I don't care. Remember, Super Shekel, buy me a coffee, and all crypto donations are accepted. Bitcoin and Litecoin. Bitcoin's doing especially well at the moment, and so Ethereum as well. Ethereum especially is pumped up. So, what do you know about that, homeboy? You know this guy Schreiber. He's always got to look at his notes every 2 seconds. Looking at his notes. Looking at his notes. He looks at his notes all the time, but he's still called Dillian Whyte the baby snatcher. And he says it's a mistake. No, it wasn't. It must have been on your card. Ray Ford missed weight. Oh, mate, bro, I appreciate that. I don't want to talk about, because this is obviously a ceremonial weigh-in, right? So I don't want to, Abraham Nova. He's the guy with the orange beard. Yeah, he's done well. He's created himself a little bit of a character, but Pinocchio too. Yeah, there's a scene with a guy kidnapping boys and turning them into donkeys on a place called Pleasure Island. It's been going on for years. We look at Shirley Temple. What happened to her? Look at that girl, Heather O'Rourke. Remember that Corey Feldman, who's Thomas. He's from the Thomas Triber. But even he said it has and always has been Hollywood about nonsense. Okay, so let's see. So Abraham Nova's fighting Raymond Ford. So you said, look, Abraham Supernova's made it. But yeah, as Ray always said, Ray Ford missed weight. So let's see. $130.3. So what is that? Is that 0.3 of a pound over? But they've obviously accepted it. It's not very much. Hollywood has been hedonistic for 100 years. Well, it's not just hedonism, man. That's not really the point. The point is, it's been full of nonsense. You've abused kids for years. And, Disney Channel. I believe so, yeah. I mean, it's not for a title, right, is it? So it doesn't really matter. The guy just accepts it. Maybe he's got to pay a small fee. Imagine if it says Whyte on the scales £300. What, Thomas the Triber? Yeah, probably. Abraham Nova's, yeah, he's quite large. I quite like his beard scenario. Come on, let's get on to the real fights. Let's get on to the real fights. Oh, Dev Sonny. Oh, Abraham Nova. By the way, I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I'm married. I've got a beard, just like Elton John used to have. Pinocchio is a take. You can read that. On a hero's journey. Peter Pan was the same. Oh, yeah, the little boy. The boy gives himself to collectivist utopia. Pan being a male version of nature worship. Ah, good point. Good point. You're very base and knowledgeable, bro. You reckon Whyte would smack him? No, man. He's not losing that payday, is he? Of course he's not. He might sort of stare at him and try and intimidate him. Do you remember? He was like, where the fucking Triber? Where's Triber? I did a video on it. Go and check my last video. And Triber tried to run away. He goes, come here. Dillian's like, come here. And he goes, oh, it's a genuine mistake because he's looking at the floor. He's a liar. Dev Sani, yet another guy who knows nothing about boxing. I think he worked for Box Nation, but nothing about boxing. He hasn't boxed. Now, if you had commentators on football, they said, "I've never kicked a football in my life," you'd be like, "Go away, man!" But not for boxing. Most of these commentators, the main ones, have never boxed. Pimp Sticks here, Triple B unit. Come on, man. How come I got such... They must have upset the algorithm because I got so few. I got 10 guys watching. That just... Why do we have women commentators that know nothing? What do you mean, why, man? You know why. You know why? Because it's crooked and it's part of agenda pushing, man. Maybe I'm competing against the actual weigh-in, and that's why they got a problem. That's why most people are watching the real weigh-in, not the Triple B show. But they should watch Triple B show. It's a lot more interesting than watching Dev, Coronation Chicken, Sani. Yeah, ask boring questions. Oh, David Adelaide. Okay, the heavyweights are here. People are like, oh, why do you use your mobile? You could attach it to... I know I can do that. But I like the old school look. Ah, the Geiger Chad's about to come in. The bronze medalist. Probably robbed by Tony Egg Yoker. Women don't have a good voice culture. Yeah, it's annoying. It's grating. They don't have the right voice. They don't have no authority in their voice. That's why men's voice are more, deeper, and they have more authority, I mean, imagine if some woman's boss is shouting at me at work. I'm like looking at her going, here comes the Geiger Chad. So let's see what David Adegay weighs. He looks in great shape, but he always looks in great shape, but I don't think that's a problem. Okay, what do they call him in as? Come on. Someone read that. How difficult is it to read a scale? How much does he weigh? 240.5 for Big D. Is that... I'll tell you if that's small for him or not. He looks in great shape. But he always does, so it's not really a problem. Philip Ogwich has looked. Now, this is going to be interesting. Um, 241.9, so they're the same weight. Philip, the Geiger Chad Ergovich. He looks in good shape, better than he usually has. He looks in great shape. He's actually got almost a six-pack, which he's never really had. The live show has come. I said the live has come. Oh, face off. Ergovich a bit bigger. Yeah. Go try and intimidate the Geiger Chad. Look at the Geiger Chad. Look at that. Look at the Geiger Chad. I will take your woman after I kill you, David. Honk, honk. Honk, 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 honk. You know what? Honk, 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 honk. I bet this man's from 4chan. This is a 4chan, honk, honk. The problem is women who do commentary sports are doing a shit impression of man all the time. They sound unnatural and cringe. Yeah. Okay. Debo Adigel gay, possibly. I'm not going to listen to Dev Sani interviewing Adelaide. What's he going to say? Yeah, I'm going to take him out. I'm going to take him out, innit? The gender ceiling is not Christian in the sense that man becomes like God through theurgy, if I've pronounced that correctly. Feminism ends in transhumanism. Exactly. Yep. It's part of the desecration. It's part of the desecration of God's creation. Let's see what Geiger Chat has to say. 240.5 for Alligator is a small D with a D ball. So what happened was Dev Sani just said, what did he think when you looked in David Alligator's voice? He says, do I have to repeat? Eastern Europeans can be quite funny because the English isn't great, but they got their own sense of humor, like Usic. You go, do I have to repeat? Let's get down to business. Yeah. I like the look of Ergovich. She's up for this. My boss at work is a woman who's 10 years younger than me. Whoa. She's not got a clue most of the time. Nice girl in her own way, though. Yeah, but she shouldn't have that job. It's irrelevant. She should not have that job. I've had a few women bosses. I've had a few women workmates who've been very good. But women bosses that I've had have been terrible. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Embarrassing. One of them didn't even know, said she was an expert in Excel. And instead of just summing a whole column, she hit the cell and plus. And she claimed she was an Excel expert. Manchester will never forget. The Algarve will never forget. Oh. No, sorry. It's another fight. A Japanese guy who probably looks like a labia rug muncher. All the Japanese fighters, they plug their eyebrows and they look like, rug munchers. Geiger Chad showing who's boss. Yeah. He doesn't want Adegay's women anyway. They're too whack, but he'll take them just for fun because he can. I wish he'd told me if he's watched the UK, it would have sold out the OC. Yeah, I was actually really shocked when I found out it wasn't. Yeah. Bingo, that's what I'm talking about. My man knows. The body snatcher nickname and the fact. Something was who said it? I can't remember, but I did a video on it. But one of me funds, who was it? Weltschmerz. Anyway, and they said Adam Smith will be saying that just because Dillian Whyte lives in Portugal and his name is the baby snatcher, it is in no way insensitive to the tragedy which occurred in Praia de Luz. The Algarve will never forget. Yes, you shout at uni to manager's job at work. Yeah, they think degrees gives their automatic confidence. It's nuts. Oh, we're looking for a graduate. What, instead of a guy that's worked 3 or 4 years in the business? Why does someone think writing a couple of essays is going to make you good at business? I know guys that have been to Harvard Business School and Cambridge, and they are utterly incompetent at business. Utterly incompetent. It's nuts. It's pathetic, man. But, the thing is with the whole hiring someone thing, it just goes on like an interview, 2 interviews. You get one interview with HR, which is irrelevant. Then you get one interview with the boss, and that's it. And then you've got to decide on that and look at the CV. Well, I think these days they're bringing in more. You have a trial period in your contract. So if you end up being incompetent, you're shown the door, which is correct. Jarrod, McGregor, my man's from Australia. Yep, Dillian, stop stealing babies. Yeah, Thomas Triber told us that you're a baby snatcher and you will need to be investigated. Enrico, Adam Smith will be sniffing ringside seats. Yeah, with that big nose of his, I'm sure he will be sniffing ringside seats. Probably to find out if any children have been sitting on it. Allegedly. It used to be a joke, didn't they, that Maddie was in Adam Smith's basement. But nothing would surprise me these days. Nothing would surprise me. Remember, Super Checks, Litecoin, Bitcoin, buy me a coffee. Buy me a coffee or a beer. So the Japanese guy does, in fact, look like a Libyan rug muncher, especially with the dyed hair. They'll pluck their eyebrows, man. Peter Richards, what are the weights? Well, I think this is a ceremonial weigh-in. So the weights for the Adelaide, Ergovic, they both weighed around 241 pounds. I think Adelaide was 240.5 pounds. I think Ergovic was 241.5. So, and I'll have a look, right, of what they weighed previously, because that's very important. Give you a good indication of how seriously they've taken their training. Okay. So I think Ergovic usually weighs about 245. I think Adegay usually weighs about the same. Let's have a look. It's always important. Look at their last fights. So against Joe Joyce, Filip Ergovic weighed 250, so he's dropped 10 pounds. And it looks like 10 pounds of fat because the muscles all there. Adelaide, let's look at Adelaide. So that's interesting. So 10 pounds less than his last fight. Adelaide against Jamie TSK Shikeva weighed 239. So he's about the same. He's sniffed Mick Hennessy and Francesca Hennessy's chair. And imagine the stink of Mick Hennessy's chair. All that sweating, his batty crease, sweating everywhere. All right, let's go back to the weigh and see what we got. I'm on seconds out. I might chat publicly. I'll go, come and watch the Triple B show. I'm actually on the chat, right, of seconds out weigh-in. Come and watch Triple B instead of Dev Chicken Sani. Instead, I do like a good show of Dev Coronation Chicken Sani. I don't know why I find that funny. Yeah, probably some admin will get upset, but who cares, man? Admins, Jannies are bums. Big up Fo Chan, big up Box and Bongza. Yeah, this is the opinion of Box. Bongza is a nonce. They should rename Bongza the Baby Snatcher. Right. I put, come and watch Triple B instead of Triple. Oh, I missed out my B. Come watch Triple instead of Dev Coronation Chicken. Okay. I think Nick Ball weigh around 140, 145 on Fight Night. What's the limit for his weight? Is it 130? Joe Rod, are you having a bet on Goodman v. Ball? Yes, I've already had a bet. And that was, I haven't watched much of Goodman, but Nick Ball is not the midget version of Mike Tyson, the white midget version of Mike Tyson, like they pretend. He's not as big a puncher as they pretend. Goodman on points. He's not a big puncher. So he's obviously going to try and outbox him. I think Ball will probably win, but I think I got like 10-1 Goodman points, which I thought was a decent price to take. What happened to Frank Kellerstein? I don't know, man. He's embarrassed the Maloney family. Tony, Michael. Here comes Nick the Midget Ball. All 5'2" of him. He took on short notice. That's why the £10 drop versus Joyce. You talk about Ergovic. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure. Okay, we'll have a look. I thought that Ergovic was. So does he usually win at like 240? Is that what you're saying, man? Filip Ergovic, let's have a look. So before the Joe Joyce fight against Dubum, he weighed 247. Against Mark Demori, where I won a lot of money for the one-round blowout, Ergovic weighed 246. So he's definitely lost 5 pounds. Let's put it that way. 126. Who's 126? Nick Ball. Oh, the limit, you mean? Sorry. My bad. Or my mistake, as you should say, if you want to be grammatically correct. So let's have a look here. Yeah, I don't care about this weigh-in. Just get me to the Moses Itauma, Dillian Whyte weigh-in. Oh, they've got rid of Thomas Triber. Who have they replaced him with? Well, they've replaced Thomas Triber with Let's get ready to rumble. That dinosaur, man. He's had a lot of plastic surgery, so he actually looks all right for his age. I think he must be like 80 or something, right? Shut up, man. Michael Buffer loves the sound of his own voice. I mean, all these guys do. David Greenblatt does. So does Thomas the Triber. Whyte effed him in the end. Who are we talking about? Oh, here comes Dillian Whyte. The baby snatcher is here. Let's hope there's no babies in the house. Let's hope there's no babies in the house. Buffer has an impressive head of hair. Yeah, but is it real? These days, there's so many. I know people that are working class that have had turkey teeth, that have had facelifts, that have had surgery. It's not as expensive these days. And the quality is quite good. Her teeth are white as anything. But she's a lovely, lovely lady. When your brain hits the side like a bumboxer's dive, it's Damori. Oh, wait, that's the song. When your brain hits the side like a bumboxer's dive, it's Damori. Yeah, that's definitely a song. Okay, here comes the clergy plan. Come on. This is the problem with putting my mobile on. But here comes. Did Buffer get his name right? I wasn't listening. Oh, what? An advert in the middle of the blooming weighing. Did Buffer get his name right? He's not brung any baby dolls. Honk, honk, Tribe has bottled it and run from the baby snatch. Oh, yeah, of course. Actually, that's a good point. Okay, here comes Dillian. $244. Who said 245? Was that Enrico? 245. Yep. KJ's had surgery. Yeah, to repair his batty hole after he got smashed so violently by AKA Skids. Here comes the clergy plan. He looks in good shape too. Come on, read it. Read it. Yeah, I can do that too. 245, so they're both the same just about. And they're both fucking decent shape. So there we go, bro. Moses appears to be a good Catholic, to be fair. Yeah, hopefully. I think it might be Orthodox of origin. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But Catholicism, the Catholic Church is extremely okay. Oh, there's the face-off. Oh, we've got to look at the face-off. Oh, Dillian, look at that stare from the baby snatcher. He walked away quite. He's in great shape. He's in great shape. And I'm glad. Why does Itauma keep bowing to everyone in Saudi? He's been doing that a lot. I wonder. Will he have a mysterious conversion? You've seen Tommy Robinson sticking it on Belen Triple B. What, recently? No. Is that recently? I'd love to see that. Dillian, the jelly baby dasher. I'm as fake as all of them. Yeah, well, possibly you are. 17.6 for Whyte. That's like, yeah, it's £10 less than usual. Itauma's £5 less than usual, so that's good. But yeah, only £1.50 between them. Where's my Super Sheks at? I don't get the begging bowl out. The begging bowl comes out. Where are them Super Sheks at? Dev Coronation Chicken is interviewing Whyte. Oh, he's bigging up God. You were meant to be cannon fodder, said Dev Sani. Which, you know, Whyte's a proud guy. Yeah, he doesn't really spoken to like that. Turkey telling me to bow to him. I mean, yeah, possibly. Lay Taylor. Itauma has bowed to the House of Saud. Go and, you want a red pill? I've said this many times. Go and find out the origins of the House of Saud. Yeah, may be shocked. Not if you're red pilled, but yeah, may be shocked. Tony Miller, yeah. Belen slagged Tommy off an interview PC colleague. So Tommy tore him a new battle. Where, bro? On Insta, on Twitter, on YouTube. I mean, the thing is, Tommy's bought by, Thomas the Triber, but, he started off real and he speaks reality and he's a bright guy. And, he's a far-right racist. I'm so sick of that nonsense. Imagine being it's like being a child that you're so impressed by, you're so programmed that you will just attach facile labels to everything. Oh, this man bad, this man. It's like most of adults these days, they're like kids watching Star Wars. Darth Vader, bad guy. Luke Skywalker, good guy. And actually, even Star Wars is more sophisticated than that because Vader ends up being the dad of Skywalker. Oh, Star Wars is trash, but I'm just saying, as a kid, I liked it. And he throws the Emperor. You know the Emperor? Who has, he's like Sub-Zero. He's got electrical hands. And he throws him into the pit. The vids of Tommy on YouTube. Yeah, I'll have a look, bro. Peace. Hummus. Let's just say. Golly, obviously, put Tommy getting slated. Yeah, I mean, it's not really a surprise, is it? I mean, it's all a game. It's a theatre. Who said that? Shakespeare? Life's just theatre, bro. Still waiting for my first super check. But like I said, I've been I've been so badly. You know what? When I first started the channel and became monetized and could do lives, I had only 1,000 subscribers. And for every live, I get 2.5 viewers. 2.5K viewers or 2K viewers or 1.5K viewers. Now I get like 250 viewers, full stop. Even though I've got almost 6,500 subs, plus I'm well known. So that just shows you how badly they've tried to shadow ban the chip. You know what the problem is? You can't handle the truth. YouTube can't handle the truth. That's the problem. You remember that film? A Few Good Men, was it? Tommy's a wrong un. He said he should bring us the Zeeks and Indies while allowing the people bring his problems. Well, he's basically bought, mate. He's been bought, but he started off being real. I remember someone on Folchan said, look, on Poll, said they knew Tommy and they hung out with him and he was real back in the day. He was trying to get justice for great gangs and stuff, but eventually he got bought. That's what he said. Yeah, Robinson's like Trump. Great Garan. Yeah. People dislike him for the wrong reasons, exactly. Leigh Taylor, Emperor Palatine, was it Palpatine? Was the enemy of the Bohemian Kabbalists during the Holy Roman Empire. I'd have thought, oh, really? Sorry. So it's Palatine. Because in Star Wars, it's slightly different. The 14th century Hollywood tribals hold grudge. Oh, of course, it's their speciality. Garan, I love him for good reasons. Most Sikhs, Hindus allowing the people with them baby snatch. That's where Tribe got the idea. Yeah. So, I mean, it's pretty much as predicted, right? What are the funds predictions for the fights? The weights, everyone generally thought that Ergovic, Itauma, and Whyte would weigh in lighter than usual, and they have. Adelaide is weighted the same, but he doesn't. He's always in great shape. To be fair to him, Ergovic always carried a little bit of flab. That seems to have gone. Itauma as well. So yeah, I want some predictions from the funds, please. I want to know who you think is going to win. Well, the only two fights that matter. No one cares about the Japanese rug muncher, but I'd like to know what people think about the actual fights, the real fights. The Geiger Chad vs Adagay and Itauma vs Whyte, which, as I told you, unfortunately, is only a 10-rounder. I mean, it won't matter probably, but I would think the main event should be 12 rounds. Itauma blasts Whyte out in a few rounds. I mean, that's what most people say. But okay, a video has been released. I was going to talk about it, and I'll still probably do a video later tonight. That what's his face? Itauma's been dropped a couple of times in sparring. Shannon Briggs and Jarrell Miller said that. But what? Two Americans said that Itauma, who trains in the UK, got dropped twice. How do they know? Maybe one of their pals was in the camp, but you know, it might also be the typical PR release thing. Let's give Dillian more of a chance. Let's give the baby snatcher the chance, right? So we'll pretend that Itauma's really vulnerable. If he's got a chin like his brother Carol, then he is chinny. Ergovic beats Adelaide by UDO late stoppage. Completely agree with that. I put money on stoppage. It was originally 2.8, which I thought was generous, but I left it a day and it dropped to 2.4, and I was annoyed with myself. Always take the price when you see it. Always take the good price when you see it, but I didn't. But I still put on a tenner at 2.4 on Ergovic stoppage. Again, it's only a 10-rounder though. It's time for Ergovic to win, but I smell an upset for the main event, says Railway. The weird thing is, right? Upsets are great for boxing because they get press and people get excited. They're not good for the promoters like Queensberry. Who dropped Itauma? Both Brooklyn Ameribums said it. Yeah, they did. I don't know. I didn't look at it. I actually just saw it come up and I saved it because I'm gonna have a look at it later. Who does Jared Miller and Shannon Briggs say dropped him? They may not mention names. Bad boy Randall. What's up, my brother? I like your dog. He's handsome. If that is your dog. Every channel on my Fire Stick works apart from Days On. I'm in bits. Same with me, which is same with me, which is why Days On is actually the only channel I subscribe to. BT Sports or TNT drop boxing basically. Although Discovery I got free. I think they do UFC now, Discovery, so I get to watch the UFC. Sky Sports, I mean, they've got nothing, right? I was going to do what's it called? A video on it, right? And you look, because you know, like, what's his name? Ben Shalom. Ben Shalom. How are you, Shalom? I can't believe nobody noticed this. Shalom, Ben Shalom. This is for reasons of amusement. Let's put it that way. But yeah, the Zone has BKFC, and yeah, the big fights tend to be pay-per-view, which is annoying. But you can rewatch the next day. So you know, I'm not going to get up at like 5 in the morning to watch a fight these days. You know, them days are over. Well, I got up in the middle of the night and watched Ryan Garcia smash up Devin Gainey. That was fun. Walnut Storm. Hope you're well, Tribute. Yeah, what up, Walnut? I'm okay, man. I'm okay. Hope Whyte gets him out there in 7-12. I've got it at 25-1. I mean, it's a 10-rounder though, bro. You see, this is the weird thing. Let's talk about this. According to BoxRec, it's a 10-rounder. If you look at BoxRec, and BoxRec are fairly reliable, although stupidly they don't recognize any WBA title anymore. That means that people that have been world champions are now not world champions, according to BoxRec. I don't know what the problem is there, but if you look at but if you look at betting, it's a 12-rounder. So let's have a look. So I'm looking now at betting. Right, I'm looking at the bookies to see what the bookies have, to see if they have it as a 12-rounder or as a 10-rounder. So, Itauma. Well, oh, come on, man. What minute will the fight end? They mustn't bet on what minute. I mean, that's just so random. What round will the fight end in? Oh, I mean, they still offer. Oh no, round 12 and 11 have been taken off by the bookies. They were there. Now they've been taken off. So for some reason, the bookies thought it was a 12-rounder. I don't know. Usually they should be pretty sharp. Someone must have announced that it was a 12-rounder, and it's now a 10-rounder. So there you go. Go Ryan. Itauma doesn't fight like someone who's concerned about his chin. No, he doesn't. That's true. But, you know, we haven't seen him get hit. What he's done is beat up teenagers, you know, a grown man beating up teenagers, and I wouldn't say bums, but who's his best win? What, Dempsey McKean KO'd in one? I was so annoyed at that. I was like, oh man, trying to get on, going round one Itauma. And I even messaged my friend, go on round one Itauma, as he was walking in. But yeah, I didn't get the bet on time. Yeah, I would not be surprised, because if he's been sparring in his teens against heavyweights, his chin will have issues. Why? I mean, I would say that if he, yeah, because as an alleged teenager, a 250-pound alleged teenager, sparring all the best, so he might, you'd imagine he can take a shot, surely. Or do you think it's been beaten out of him? Strangeness. Yo, what's saying, man? What is that avatar? It looks very creepy, man. What do you think about the weights? I think the weights are great. Adelaide weighs roughly the same, which is expected because he's always in shape. Ergovic has dropped between 10 pounds from his last fight and generally about 5 pounds compared to his normal weight. And it's Lard he's dropped. So, yep, good. And then Itauma and Whyte are both weighed in a bit light. Whyte, 10 pounds less. He looks in good shape. Itauma, 5 pounds less than usual. Yeah, I think it's great. It looks like they've taken it seriously. Or maybe they've been told you can't do no PEDs, and that's why they've dropped weight. I don't know, but they all look good at the weigh-in. All the heavyweights. I don't care about the midgets. The midgets can go jump in a lake. I lost my card and cancelled before I bought the fight. If I put any money in my bank account, so being dumb, Dillian Whyte is evens past 5. What? Evens past 5? What, to make it past 5? I could go to bookies and but I'm lazy. It's hot. Fair enough, man. I get it, man. It is hot. Paddy Power put in the odds for 12 rounds. Dodgy stuff. And what they do is they cancel the bets. Yeah. So if you say, and now I've had bets where you say, oh, method of victory by KO or something, TKO, or it will end inside the distance. But then they cancel it. Go, oh, sorry, your bet didn't win because we got it wrong on the amount of rounds. Sorry. Yesterday, yeah. Well, according to Odds Checker, now they've taken it off. So generally, but they've also been dodgy. Bookies, believe me. I fought Paddy Power, because I put on a TKO win, and they said no, it's a KO win. I said no, it isn't. I went to the British Boxing Board of Control, just because in some whack newspaper they said he KOs him, but people often use KO as a general term for a stoppage. I went to the British Boxing Board of Control, got an official. I went to BoxRec, and I went to British Boxing Board of Control and got an official letter to say that it was a TKO, and I won. I don't know nobody who's gone against the bookies and fronted them and won, except your man's a Triple B. It should be 12 rounds. I totally agree. For a 12-rounder, at 15.97, Disco Dave says, and the Corey Power starts now. Yeah, Moses expected to part of the Black Sea for clergy. Yeah, that's a good analogy, man. The man, the legend, the one, the only, the pum lover, Shane Bongos 333. Thank you, brother. Remember, we're supported by Shane, but everybody is welcome to give some love. David, what up, brother? I'm okay, man. I'm just looking forward to the fights. Obviously not buying, but watching. I'll do it live, obviously, tomorrow. I think I think DAZN are the most aggressive at taking down streams, but where there's a will, as Don says in Sexy Beast, where there's a will, and there's a fucking will, there's a way. Preparation. Yeah? No. You'll turn this opportunity. Yes. Hope you get a good referee for the main event. I mean, that's crucial. Ricky Hatton, Ricky Hatton's not necessarily my favorite. He was one of my favorite fighters at the time, but not now. He's turned into a degenerate, fat, pink hog. We should put him on a spit roast with Big John Fisher and Ricky Hatton. He'd be able to feed 5,000 people, especially with Big John Fisher. So to get past 5, I was surprised. People think Whyte's going to get blasted out. I think if it goes past 5, Whyte KOs him. A Whyte KO would make me happy. I don't like hype jobs, and there's something that smells wrong about Moses Itauma. Because, like I said, look, he's bowing to all these guys in Saudi. He's meant to be a Christian. The only person you bow down to in Christianity is God and Jesus Christ. Even in Islam, the only person you're meant to bow to is you know, their thing. So why is Itauma bowing to all these Arabs like that? It seems weird. They've probably done a massive dirt on him and bought him, and he has to, you know, he's got to humiliate himself. Will Birdie Num Num still respect Dillian if he gets murked? Yeah, I thought, but I forgot who Birdie Num Num is. I remember Dillian was talking about it. I can't remember that story. Explain the story again, Lay. David, yep, looking forward to see what the baby snatcher has got left. Well, as long as he's got 2 arms, you'll still be able to snatch babies. But how is Itauma's gas tank? And I'm a hype job. I mean, one of the things about Itauma has mainly killed everyone in a round, almost everyone in a round, except I think 1 guy and 2, and gone the distance. But the distance was over 6 rounds. So, you know, maybe they're worried about Itauma's stamina. You know? Because he's only 20 and he was going to try and beat Mike Tyson's record, even though he looks 45. So Itauma is probably very pleased to have it lowered to 10 because Dillian's done 12 rounders many times. Many times. Moses knockout round 3. You mean proper knockout or stoppage? I don't know. I think Itauma will be patient because he's never fought anyone this experienced with power. You know, I remember he went distance early on with Dov Bichenko, who's never been stopped, and Kevin Espindola, who has been stopped, but that was early on, 2023. You know, most of his knockouts in the 1st or 2nd round. So he may be thinking. I mean, Whyte's durability is fairly good, even though he's 37. So he's only 2 years older than Moses Itauma. And the full Chana. And geez, get your Corey out, mush. We've got an Irishman. A mush is an Irish phrase, isn't it? A lot of me fun. It's like a sort of sign of respect. I think it's a traveller thing as well. You're right, mush. It's like me Irish fans call me mush sometimes. And me Samoan fans call me Uso and Us, which is a big sign of respect. If a Samoan calls you Us or Uso, it means like brother. It means they you know. So, would you be interested in joining the Tyson Fury Discord channel? You mean the full chat Tyson Fury Discord channel? No, I don't use Discord. I think it's a honeypot. I have done before, but that was me and a couple of pals, but I'm not interested. Sorry, brother. I talk to people on the channel. I lurk on, I loke on 4chan, but I don't post. But I won't go on no Discord. It would just suck your time away, man. So no is the answer to that question. But thank you for asking it, bro. I'm not hating on it. It's just not for the Triple B. If Moses gets beat, he needs a Steve Bunce biro pin street. What, 5 biros in the battle hall? Yeah. And no, I won't get my Corey out mush. Who do you think the referee should be in the main event? Someone fair. I never sit there thinking about referees. I know there's all the English ones, Howard Foster and all them ones are all whack, cheats, disgusting. So, yeah, Warnock. So, no way is he 20. He's pushing 26 at least. The effing size of dodgy upbringing in multiple countries. It's very easy to fake your age in boxing, pro and amateur. And amateur, they just ask you your age. You could say anything on your card. Yeah. And in pro, when you either show them your amateur card or goes, look, that's my age. I'm pretty sure in pro boxing they don't ask you for proof of age. I may be wrong. Dillian Christian, the Sri Lankan wanker buddy. Oh, Coogan. He's funny, Dillian. He is funny. That's why I like Dillian. He's funny. Funny how? Like a clown? No, Dillian, you're not a clown. But you're here to amuse me. Big up, Chubby. Itauma looked shook when the baby snatch outside the ring. Will he be shook in the ring? It's hard to say. I was disappointed when they did the, when they do the warm-ups, like, what's it called? The, prior to the fight. None of them hit the pads. None of them did much more. They came in their normal clothes. They went like that. and that was it. You know, there should be with the amount of money people are paying, they should be forced to hit the pads. You've got to hit the pads. You've got to shadow box properly so we can see what you got. So I was disappointed with that. Anyway, all that matters is what happens in the ring. But Dillian's a very confident guy. He did turn away from the face-to-face quite quickly, but I wouldn't read too much into those things. Sometimes you can really tell someone bottles it, but not in this case. The Arabs will eat eggs, they shit on me. They do big dirt, huge dirt, huh? Huge dirt on the Itauma. If they had faith in Itauma, this is one that's done, they would have made it 12 rounds. I agree. Why got too much experience in championship rounds? I agreed. And I think they changed it quite near to the date. So that's suspicious. And they're obviously worried about Itauma's stamina because he hasn't fought beyond 6 rounds. And that was 2 years ago, right? So, yeah, of course they're worried about his stamina. Whereas Dillian's done 12 rounds a few times. He's knocked people out late. Didn't he knock out, was it Cesaro late? I always forget, like, Cesaro and all the Brit heavyweights, you know, and Joseph Parker, you know, I forgot who boxed who and who did what, you know, because I can't remember. But yeah, Dillian's, he knocked out KO'd Cesaro in the 11th round and won a sprint decision. Sorry. Yeah, Dillian's done the 12 rounds a few times. So, well, he's actually gone the full 12. Oscar Rivas, Joseph Parker, Jermaine Franklin Jr. So he's done the 12 something like 5 times. And I agree. I mean, for $15.99, I want a 12-rounder. Word is Moses is off Jay on the Slovenian side. And he's been seen eating a lot of hummus. Nothing would surprise me. Like, subscribe, donate. I always forget this. That's why it's good to have my boy Acoustic. How's your car, blood? How's your car? Thank you for coming on the channel. Yep. Share all the things. Remember, likes don't cost nothing, not a thing. None of these things cost nothing except donating. Donating would be lovely. Look in the description. Look up here. Thank you for Shane Bongs, as usual, with the tree 32. My boy Jose Mackie. What you saying, blood? Straight out of Spanish Town, Jamaica. Triple B, the diversity snatcher. Are you talking about Dillian? Shall we bring Samoans in the UK? They're good people. They're good people, but I'm sure they're happy to be in Samoa. And also, I think most of them go to New Zealand, Australia, because at least it's near Samoa. There's a lot of Samoans there. I don't believe in mass immigrations. It's a plan. David, thank you for my local zoo this afternoon. Not bad in Spoons. I went to Spoons as well. And I've seen some horrors again. But if every time I went to Spoons, I wrote about the horrors I've seen, you know, then this would just be a Witherspoons channel, you know. Let's see your bag work, Mush. I will show it one time. You see me on the pads, I think you're going to be impressed by the power, the violence, the speed, the accuracy. Yeah, go and tell them on 4chan to come on the Triple B show now, because I know you're on there now. Bon Scott. Bon in Scotland. What's up, brother? I haven't seen you for a bit. Good to see you. How you doing? I'm doing okay, bro. I'm just looking forward to the fights. I want them to be, I want them to be fair. I want the referees to be decent. I don't want no early stoppages. I don't want no robberies. And I don't care about the rest of the midgets. I just care about the heavyweight fights. Weights in boxing thoughts. They were made up like in the early 1900s when people were a lot smaller. The average guy in the UK was 5'2", like Nick Ball, but not as broad, right? So the UFC weights, the BKFC weights are more realistic. But unfortunately, because of boxing being a traditional sport, pro boxing that's been around for 120 years or whatever it is, then they stick to the old weights. So we've got all these midget weights like light flyweight, mini flyweight, super flyweight, minimum weight, flyweight, and no one cares about them. I don't know a single person. Actually, funnily enough, you're talking about Spoons. I saw a guy today serving. It's usually full of ugly fat women with stupid piercings and tattoos, right? And stupid coloured hair. But in this case, there was a midget. Well, he was a midget. I mean, he's just a small lad. And he must have been about 7.5, 8 stone. I've never seen anything like it. But that's the only time I don't. I've been out. I've been out and smashed a lot of women, and I can't think of any woman that could make the minimum weight, the atom weight, the fly weight. That's BS, man. So the weights should change, but they're not going to. You'll make boxing seethe with your pugilistic brilliance. I got no intention to make box seethe. I like box. Like I said, I read it every time. Every day I check box, but I just don't. I don't. The honeypot aspect worries me, so I don't post. I just lurk. But yeah, I don't think box would seethe. I get a few haters. That's 4chan. Of course you get haters. I mean, I don't care, man. It's just the way it is, man. Well, some of the rubbish that I get spoken. Oh, you got run off YouTube by Ty and Booth. No, I didn't. If anything, I ran him off. He's a mug. He's a nonce. He's got a head like a Brazil nut. He's a bum. I helped him out. And how did he pay me back? By being a treacherous scumbag. Whyte is so slow he can switch the light off and be in bed by next fight. I wouldn't say he's that slow. He's not that quick. But now, that's why I wanted to see him hit the pads, to see if the weight drop had made a difference. My boy Owen Foster in the house. I always like that old-fashioned George Foreman avatar you got. How you doing? Good. Looking forward to the fights. Been training hard. Been going to spoons a bit too much, but, I want to go to the zoo and look at the monkeys. Does the loser get biro shoved in their batty like Fury did to Whyte on the butt machine? No, it's 5 biros at least. And no, not in Saudi. In Saudi, you get huge dirt, big dirt on head. You get shake, and Turkey will be filming it like that. Hey, do big dirt, make huge dirt on Moses' head. The baby snatcher, fighting out of Little James to Virgin Island. Chisora got ironed out in the 11th. Yeah, he got flattened. I'd kind of forgotten about that. But, like Whyte, Joseph Parker, right? And Chisora, and maybe a couple of others I forget. They all fought each other so many times that I can't really remember all the, I'm a bit punch drunk. I have a bit of, my memory's not what it was. Lehman changed. I didn't realize it was a 10 rounder. Yep, thank you. Nor did I. It was meant to be a 12, and it was announced in all the bookies as a 12, but it's now a 10 rounder. It's worse. It's pay-per-view. You pay $15.99 for a 10 rounder. Creepy fact: the Saudi events have the WEF's Agenda 2030 logo in the background. It's like BlackRock's ESG. Do they? Well, again, no surprise. I told you in videos like 3 or 4 years ago, WEF and the elitists will make Saudi a completely different country. It was the strictest Muslim country in the world, right? Women can drive, they can go out on their own, but now they've had a head of boxing development who's a woman. They've had women fight there, I think. Or maybe that's Dubai. But they soon will. And it's all going to change. They now serve alcohol in designated places. And I said, they will WEF Saudi. And like the Saud, the family of Saud, are of course involved in all this. The family of Saud, originally from Iraq, and friends of Thomas Triber. I'm gonna look on 4chan and see if they're chatting. 4chan's it's a difficult site for normies to get their heads around, right, and to use. Disco Dave, they don't want a Corey. They don't want a Corey with a big Corey. What's happened to Joe Joyce? He's probably sitting there in the corner drooling, playing his games, completely having forgotten that he was once a boxer. Yeah, I got a big up, right. I got a big up on the latest box. They go, shout out to senior box posters, Triple B and Dwyer. I quite like Dwyer as well. I don't really watch him anymore. In the immortal worlds of Triple B, base boxing basement, Bonza is a nonce. Joseph Parker. Yeah, that's what Barry Jones calls it, and calls him, doesn't he? Parker, with his Welsh accent. Barry Jones, the worst world champion ever. Oh yeah, someone just said on 4chan, so they must be watching. The cord is a honeypot, exactly. So that's why I don't go it. Let's see. Oh, they haven't put it up. Oh, Triple B just called out Bonza again. Called him the baby snatcher. Yeah, Bonza, the baby snatcher. From, I don't know where he's from. Yeah, so they're watching. Big up, Box. Big up, Box. Very much doubt the announcer said baby snatcher by accident. Certainly not. Frank making Whyte look like a useless pudding, but will act like the win was legendary afterwards. Great point. And I told you, right? That if you see my last video, Thomas the Triber, whenever he's going, oh, I did it by mistake, he looks down. Oh, I'm genuinely sorry, it was a complete mix-up, looks down. Someone, if they look down, they look away from what they talk about. That's a sign of lying. That's a sign of lying. Thomas the Triber is a liar. Okay. Engines, I'll be banned, Keck. I'll be back soon. What, the Jannies banned you? Oh, dear. Well, I used to post on Box and Poll years ago, and it's so easy to get banned. It's meant to be a free speech forum, right, and anonymous, but it's neither, because your IP is locked, right? And also the Jannies will ban you. But sometimes I've written posts that are completely uncontroversial, and I mean banned by the Jannies. Also, Jannies is short for janitors, right? It's a disrespectful way of saying admin. I don't reveal too many secrets about the site. You either know it or you don't, you know? But it's fun. It's fun. So what were we talking about? Can't remember. Poll, Box. Did you see Whyte confront Bazza Jones for talking shit about him? Someone told me about that, but no, I haven't had time to look yet. I haven't had time to look. There's a video saying that, as I said, by Jarrell Miller and Shannon Briggs saying that Itauma got dropped in sparring. But I don't know how they know unless one of their friends were the sparring partners in the Itauma camp. It's not a great sign, but maybe that's why they decided to go to 12 rounds. Owen, it seems like Turkey is pushing out over Itauma vs Usyk instead of Parker. Generally, Turkey has shown himself up now. Yeah, I mean, I just want to see good fights. I don't care who's promoting them. I really don't care who's promoting them. It can be Vlad the Impaler promoting them, and I'd still watch if it's a good fight. In fact, Vlad the Impaler, right, was a hero if you actually look at the history. If you look at the history and what he did, he protected Europe. So all this evil Vlad the Impaler stuff is BS. This is for Thomas Triber. Hi, Thomas. Yeah, baby snatcher. Why did you have baby snatching on the brain? Because you are one. Probably. Allegedly. Turkey needs to stop thinking he runs boxing because of money. Parker should be next. Well, he should be. I actually think the best fight out there in terms of quality is Agit Kabayel, the second best heavyweight in the world vs Usyk. I don't necessarily want to see it. I want to see Usyk retire unbeaten. I'm not saying that Kabayel would win, but Usyk lives a clean life, but at some point age catches up with you. Do you think Square Jaw Ergovich will put a beating on Roadman wannabe Adelaide? Yeah. I think he'll win. Points or late stoppage. When you put a beating on, I mean, Adelaide can hit. He's in good shape. He seems confident despite the fact that Wardley ironed him out and his tongue was hanging out. You remember that? I wonder if that was a signal. Why would you stick your tongue out after being knocked down? And it had blood all over it. It was very weird. Do you think Mike Tyson and Itauma will accelerate puberty from early PDs? Well, decent point. There'll always be outliers, right, who have early maturity. I remember this kid at school, about 10, had hairy armpits and massive pubic hair, and, he used to brag on it and stuff. Hey, I'm a real man. You guys are not men. It was a bit weird. Yeah. Oh, you're live. Come on, bro. Hit the what is it? The announcements button. What's the button? I don't know, man. But a lot of people say they don't they don't get given an announcement when I go live or launch a video. Have you tried Arab or brown pub? Never Arab. No, I think it's a bit harder to get with Arabs because they have a patriarchal society, you know. But in the West, yeah. I did bang a. No, Turks are not Arabs, are they? Turks are Turks. They're from Turkmenistan. Turkey is actually Greek land. It's Greek clay, right? It's Anatolia, but it was invaded by Turks. But I had a half Turk, half Dane once, and she was blonde, weirdly, and she got the Corey. Brown Pum, I told you I've done a bit of drilling. Small young men these days could be, yeah, who knows, man. Yeah. Toby Carvery. Toby Carvery is kind of like the pre-Witherspoons. And Toby Carvery, pint calling home for kind of Fiorosty and potato waffles. The life. Thank you, bro. I can see Ovic looking good for once and blowing Adelaide away. Yeah, he looks in good shape for once. He does. He's definitely in good shape. I believe he will. I mean, I put money on a stoppage, so that's what I believe that's the likely outcome. But it's only 10 rounder again. Whyte looks more muscular than Itauma. Itauma's never looked that muscular. He's just a big lump. Never good. Why would Fauché disagree? Aren't they somewhat red pilled? They are. I mean, mostly I get bigged up by Fauché. I get a couple of haters, but that's Fauché, isn't it? You know, and that's just part of the game. Hate, a bit of hate. As long as mostly it's love, I'm cool with it, you know. Good to hear the dissing of time come back. Turns out he's never playing a character at all. No, he's a wrong one. Someone said he's living in a tent. I don't know if that's just fake, you know, for the Gully channel. Never good. There's a lot of twats there. There's a lot of twats everywhere. When Fo-chan, you remember like a month ago or a bit more, whatever, it got hacked, didn't it? And it got taken down. Yeah, and someone got all the data. And half the posters were from Isa. Half of them. Now, obviously, they get obviously you're going to get guys shills and stuff, and guys. There's once a rabbi that pretended, I think it's real, but he was slagging things off, and he was trying to put up a picture, probably of Ngannou's Corey or something, but and he put a picture of himself on and said, "How do you delete this? How do you delete this?" But it might just be an in joke. So, Ergovich, the alpha. Make feeding the peasants his scrap. Yeah, he's a Geiger, Chad. He'd be the ruler. You'd have his second in command. He'd be running around him, doing all his dirty work, and he'd toss him some scraps. But, the real deformed girls, he would leave to the average caveman. He wouldn't go near them. He only wants the top dogs. But he can have any of the cave women. But he will, sometimes he'll destroy the pum-pum. And then he'll just pass the pum-pum to his second in command after it's been destroyed, and it looks like a watermelon that's been run over by a truck. The pum-pum, he's like, that pum-pum finished, no good to me. Here you go, Mbonko, this for you. You get, but he's like, but look at the state of that pum-pum. What am I doing with that? Sorry, brother. I was a bit rough with pum-pum. Brazil, he does. He's like, I don't even want to talk about him because you're wrong. And it gives them oxygen. The creeping around town centers 4 a.m. is even a masterstroke new style documentary or a sinister man creeping down. He ain't got the intelligence to do something sophisticated. Right? His IQ must be about 75 at the max. He's not intelligent enough. That's why his channel failed, ultimately. Wild Randy. What up, Wild Randy? It's a very handsome avatar. Black rock, like the stone in Mieko. Put the J's black cubes on. Yeah, the black cube thing. So there's a lot of black cube imagery around the world, and apparently it relates to Saturn and stuff like that. Will crime increase in Saudi? No, because it's safe in most countries. Yeah, because they're so strict, man. You step out of line, you get killed, you get stoned, you get whipped, you get put in jail. Yeah, come on, man. I'm not saying I agree with that form of justice because the justice system is all corrupt. I'm not trying to bring this stuff to Britain. The OnlyFans woman time booth was on a fake day. It would look like something a trawler would find in its nets and jump out and say, "Ew!" Well, remember when you got that poor woman, that crackhead, and embarrassed her, and like the guy's got no brain. There's no one who looks like a gay J, a huge HGH head dosser. Yeah. Fulchan is 50% little-headed psyops. Absolutely. There you go. Joyce Declan is generally sad to me. He's been a bit of a joke now. He's once seen as a dangerous contender and top 10 heavyweight at one point. Yeah, I mean, I know won money against him, knocking out Dubon, knocking out Joseph Parker, and I was dissed for those, and they came true. And I put a bet on, or I thought I'd put a bet on, but I hadn't pressed confirm on Zhang to win in rounds 1 to 6, the first fight, which was 25 to 1. And I was like, I put a tenner. I was like, I'm in the money. And then I realized I hadn't. And I went back because I signed up to all the gambling channels. I went back to the gambling channel and I was like, oh no, I didn't press confirm. Please, can we get some love? It can't just be Shane Mogul showing super check love. Maybe Thomas Schreiber can give me a super. Yeah, the honey pot trap is real, yeah. Instead of nice honey, you know, Winnie's poo. Winnie the Porter Potty. Yeah, big dirt. Autistic. I look at this later. Normies react to 4chan. They just don't know how to deal with it. They can't get around it. And that's why it's deliberately, you know, it looks like it was from the 80s. It's deliberately to keep all the normies off because they want everything to be slick and they don't know how to use it. Joyce turned pro too late. He was mid-30s by the time he's become a main playing division. Yes, but also, you know, he was fighting in the Olympics and stuff like that. And he only started boxing at age 21. Use a proxy on 4chan. Yeah, you need to use an individual one, right? So that, because you can't, if you use one of them mainstream VPNs, you can't post on it. Okay. The J is for Journeys. Yeah, the Journeys, yeah. They're probably all. Random match prime for prime chip. But who would you pick between Sultan Ibragimov or Ruslan Shagayev? Wow, that is some seriously random match. Both of them got the world heavyweight champion. Ruslan was really good. He beat Felix Savon when he was 17, but he got knocked out by Lucas Brown in his back in his hometown or whatever. Sultan Ibragimov was good. Who beat him? He won. He was ginger, wasn't he? Who beat Ibragimov? I think it was. Hang on, I'm thinking. I can't think. There was a bunch of Russian guys when the Klitschko's were around that won titles on the side, right? And who's the other guy? There's Bragimov, Ruslan Shagayev. There's the other guy that I think Wilder knocked out. Did quite well against Wilder, but he got knocked out. Sergei Liakovich. You remember him? Okay. Stop with your, what's it called? Predicted text. Sultan Ibragimov. Before I answer that question, here's Sultan. Look, nice ginger face. He looks like a businessman, but a dangerous one. Oh, yeah, he lost to Vladimir Klitschko, and then he retired. I saw him, and he beat Evander Holyfield. I'd forgotten that. Beat Shannon Briggs. Yeah. So I would have, that's a tough one. Prime for prime, I'd go for Shagayev. But he was never, he was expected to do better, but he was still decent. Super interesting how the build will affect Itauma in the fight at all. What the build up. Obviously, first time he's been wheeled out about on Fight with True, but you can see how confident he is and how confidently he talks that I don't think it'll affect him. Plus, he's 35, so he's quite mature. Favorite commentator of all time, Triple B. Jim Watt was pretty good. He swallowed it. I said, what did he say? He's quit. When McClellan got brain damage by Nigel Benn. Early on in the fight, he goes, Jim Watt I liked. The left hook. When Briggs and Miller mentioned it, Tam has no competition in the US. Was a guy punch. I need to know who. Joyce turned pro too late. Probably he should have. When did he turn pro? He should have turned straight after the Olympics. I assume that he had. Let me have a look. George Joyce. But the point is, he only started boxing at 21. I think even Gay J started earlier. And Joe Joyce went pro in 2017. Yeah, but he went straight in against Ian Lewison, who wasn't a bad fighter. And Lenroy Thomas in his fourth fight. I just think, listen, man, he's too slow and too easy to hit. and he was always going to come a cropper at some point. I thought at one point when he's riding high off Dubum and Packer, he might beat Gage. Vladimir Pele was base. He was 100% base, bro. But now he's a bad guy. Cassius Clay had a 70 IQ. Couldn't read or write, but seems much smarter than dullards like Itauma. Really? He's 70? I think that wasn't true, right? Because when they test your IQ, you can get out of going to the army. They tried to send him to Vietnam, but, they tested him. And, basically, so you do a test and you automatically choose loads of bad answers. I think he had a bigger IQ than 70 IQ. He can certainly talk fast. His rhymes were a bit whack. And obviously, he's a nonce. Don't forget Muhammad Ali is a nonce. Yeah. The cults still have nightmares about Vladimir Pele. How do you see Jai Opataya? I've got to pronounce it. Jai Opataya. That's according to Simone, that's correct pronunciation. Jai Opataya, not Opataya. Even a Jai actually says himself it's Opataya, but then he doesn't actually speak Samoan, I think. He's only half. Zerdo Ramirez, both come in shape. Zerdo's getting destroyed by Jai, full stop. Muhammad Ali, the nonce, legit had a recorded IQ of 78. I mean, that's more realistic. But it's funny, you get these guys that are low IQ, and he was so easy to manipulate, but they still can chat fast, I've seen guys that they're not that bright, but you can chat fast. David Adagay went to uni. Yeah, he went to business school, but good on him. I'm not dissing him for that. Nick Bull got a tough fight. What do you think will happen? I put a small bet on £5 on Goodman on points, just because I think Bull's overrated. Indeed, Vlad Tepes is hated as he stood up to the Ottoman Turks. And he made them laugh on the other side of their faces. The Itauma hairline is mental. You're probably biologically 32 already. Oh, yeah. But Scott Itauma's is with the best promoter. We'll get mandatory for the world title. He did the same with Dubama. Got beaten by Joyce. Yeah, he, not Joyce, was one Frank pulled the strings for. Yeah, he's the golden boy of Queensberry. Queensberry got a lot of heavyweights, so I thought of Mike Tyson's autobiography when he was 30, he looked more like he was 19. Yeah, I don't believe the Tyson thing either. You do get outliers who mature early, but still. My notification bell was 1, but I went outside today. The notification was on. Okay, so you're not sure if you're right. Plenty of Arab escorts in London. Seat and service kit. Oh, come on, blood. That's not for the Triple B. You'll probably get a job as days on BBC commentator with that mask and mentioning my Jamaican answer. Yeah, I'm like Stephen Graham. Yeah, I was a terrible victim of racism. Stephen Graham, the actor with blue eyes, white skin, and brown hair, said he was because he got some Jamaican blood. That Chubby got some Mozart blood, but Stephen Graham's whining. Oh, it's a victim of racism. How are you a victim of racism when you look white? Stop lying, man. Will you be streaming tomorrow? 100% on 100% streaming tomorrow. Ergovic gonna impress this time. Got in shape. Ergovic knockout round 5. Ergovic is a decent puncher. He's slightly crude and awkward, but I think maybe a little bit later. Maybe a little bit late because Adelaide still went 7 rounds of the war deal. They got blasted with his tongue hanging out with blood all over it, which is weird. But and Wardy's a very violent puncher. I think Ergovic will knock him out rounds 8, 9. Yeah, I get it, but there's twats everywhere. Did you know Triple B at 994 top rank card in China had WO match between Herbie Hyde, Tommy Morrison, and Frank Bruno vs. Ray Mercer. Who would you have in the fights? Yes, I remember that. Was it in China or was it Hong Kong? I mean, but I remember that. Ray Mercer would beat Bruno, definitely. His chin is too good. He could punch. That'd be a nightmare for the bum Bruno. Herbie Hyde, Tommy. I mean, Herbie could punch. I saw Herbie get starched by Vitaly Klitschko live, and all these guys were there supporting. What's his face? Herbie Hyde, right? Because he's British, alleged. Because all these white guys supporting the British Herbie Hyde, who's from Nigeria, really. And it's not a very Nigerian name, Hyde, though, is it? It's not like Adelaide or a Mongo or something like that. But that would be a good fight. 2 punchers who are a bit chinny. It all depends on Morrison, whether he trained properly. The meme flags are all we know that on pole 100%. But being probably KO and Garni. in a real fight. Not now. He looks awful, terrible. Ergovic, good price to win under 5. What is it, man? I mean, that's quite early, but yeah, it could be. Bond Scott, Ergovic wingman getting the alpha female after Ergovic has ridden him. Yeah, he leaves the pum-pum. Once the pum-pum looks like a watermelon that's been run over by a huge lorry, he passes it to the second in command. What do you think will happen with the Ukraine-Russia negotiations? Well, it's too much of a grift for Ukraine and Zelensky, so I don't think much will happen. The alleged Bongs has come on and called me a dosser. Yeah, well, you're a nonce. I'd rather be a dosser than a nonce. King B. Yeah. I remember Fochan was promoting that QAnon like 10 years ago. Pure misdirection. Yeah, but that's because there's so many, false prophets and but there was good stuff like FBI Anon and Hollywood Anon. And I knew about Epstein like over 10 years ago, thanks to Paul. So I don't even know what that stands for. So factual post, that's a typical folk champ. Yo, Johnny Conway. Yes, Johnny, your Porky favorite boxing channels. You and Porky favorite boxing channels. Yeah, at least Porky's real. I mean, I don't always agree with him. I wish he'd exposed. Yeah, if he'd probably exposed Dave Corwell, then I would be like 100% Porky fan for life, man. By the way, saw that Mercer Morris fight. Boom. Oh, it's the referee lets it go on for ages. I mean, Morrison should have been stopped about 5 punches earlier. The equivalent of that, swapped around, is Jerry Cooney vs. Ken Norton. Norton's just sitting there going, I mean, it's brutal. I showed it in my last live, I think. Porky did 10-year behind door. Yeah. Big up the Cord Bonza. I don't join the Cord. I told you I don't do Cord. Vlad beat Ibragimov. That's right. Sorry. Wooden Doors. If you know, you know. Valuev, another one of those random Russians. Yeah. Did Shagayev not beat Valuev before? Hey, I think he could be right. Funny how there's Corey Saunders. He's actually pronounced Corey Saunders from South Africa, who was killed protecting, I think, his family from robbers. Corey Saunders is different. Corey Saunders actually beat. Right, Corey Saunders obviously beat Vladimir Klitschko, and he was never on the PEDs. He always had a slightly flabby body. Apparently, he preferred golf, but he was just a serious athlete. And Corey Saunders was superb. I think Corey Saunders was mainly a journeyman, but he's beaten. Who's he beaten? He's beaten someone good. Let's go and have a look, man. Sergei Liakovic beat Lemon Bruce on points. Correct. Was beating Briggs knocked him out on top. Liakovic's chin was always. He swallowed it. Oh, thanks, Whoops. Yeah, I got it wrong. I mean, he's quit. He quit. Yeah. Bongs says, "Oh, Corey Saunders." No, sorry, Corey Saunders. Okay, Corey T-Rex Saunders, right? So he's got 23 wins, 15 by KO, second punch, 13 losses, only 3 by KO. He's definitely beaten someone quite good. Let me try and remember. Most of Corey Saunders, not Corey Saunders, not the South African Corey Saunders, but Corey Saunders lost his last 7 fights. He KO'd Oleg Maskayev in 8, so I was correct. He also KO'd Peer Wolfgram, who lost to Vladimir Klitschko in the Olympics for the silver medal in 9 rounds. He lost to Golota. So his main win, the big win, was Oleg Maskayev for Corey Saunders. After watching your Spoons video, I bought 2 boxes of firecracker wings in Sainsbury's. Lucas Brown, okay, a bit of a typo. Lucas Brown, didn't the Russell's ankle go? Did it? I thought he KO'd him. Maybe he hurt his ankle. I didn't know that, actually. I thought he actually KO'd him. Let's have a look. Lucas Brown, let's see what I can find. I thought he actually knocked Shagayev out. He might have hurt his ankle, but Lucas Big Daddy Brown, he can be quite based, actually. But he's also lost to Paul Gellan in a round in what was quite clearly, through the fight. So he beat Shagayev, right? In what, Uzbekistan, was it? Oh, no, it was Grozny. Grozny's in Russia, right? Lucas Brown was down in round 6. I don't know. It doesn't. I can't see any information there. Nick Ball flattens Inoue. Oh, you're definitely a fault, Chad. Send him back to China. Stephen Graham is the king of the pygmies. He's quite a good actor, but so what does that mean? You're just a trained liar. Yeah, imagine going out with an actor who's a professional actor. You don't know whether they lie their ass off. He got dropped by an Uber driver and now he's terrified of the wrecking ball. Oh, Inoue. Yeah. Itauma claims he did a 300k trap bar deadlift at 16 years old. What, more like 26 years old. Gary Lineker used to get racial abuse for being tan. Oh, no, it's pathetic. Oh, he's pathetic, man. Kaljage wiped out Shiraz just like he did to Lacey. Yeah, he would definitely. Yeah. Bongza, jab chins, refresher. They've got a lot of world champions, though, but they're all at the lower weights where no one cares. Ah, thank you, Cyborg. The super sticker at $14.99 Aussie. Yeah, keep going if you want to show some love. Why don't some of your folk channels show some love? I get the begging balls out. Yeah, thank you, brother. Bless you. Thai goat. Yeah, he got beaten by a middleweight twice. Like folk channel always arguing whether he got beaten when Tyson Fury won the fight against the middleweight draft dodger, Usyk. Because Usyk is a draft dodger, apparently. Yeah, Boggs is one of those. Fury beat Usyk twice. Gaethje's last top 10 wins is Andy Ruiz. The only reason Ruin was top 10 was because he beat Gaethje. Yeah, and he came in fat and out of shape. I mean, we forget about that. We don't care about that second fight. And Gaethje ran like a pussy. He ran like a guy. Right? He ran from Andy Ruiz like a young person in a hospital running from Jimmy Savile. Leigh Taylor wasn't Heidi guy was prone to violent schizo outbursts in public. Yeah, post offices. Yeah. I think he slapped someone up. But he's weird. He's totally disappeared. He's definitely unstable. And he attacked Michael Bent, didn't he? Yeah, fuck you. What up? Well, I just took a baby snatch. You made me think of Frank Bruno. Do you think his panto for kids and hanging with Savile means anything? They're just rumors, mate. They're rumors. They're just rumors. Frank Bruno was a what do they call it? A national treasure, allegedly. 73 degrees, baby. Yep, that's what I said. I put that on Dave Colwell's channel, and I think I was banned. Cursed Hardman. Hello, Dolly. Cursed Hardman. Are you with my man Shane Bongos, the one, the only, the legend? Shane gave me my first super check here. Cheers, Shane. Hope you're well. What's going on there? Are you cooking a sandwich? A real nice sandwich? Not sure if I believe the Bongs allegations, to be honest. Yeah, Cody Saunders. Cody Saunders was Aaron King. Steve Bunce was great by Jimbo in the studio while drunk. I mean, I assume that's a joke, but I mean, Jimbo is one of my favorites. I hope he didn't do any bad stuff. It hasn't come out. Got some good stuff to post when I'm unbanned. He said Saunders beat Klitschko. Yeah, Klitschko had a real cool haircut as well, but it kept on flying up. He got absolutely battered by Cody Saunders. Yeah, fabrication. Oh, what, the nonce thing? So where does the nonce thing come from then? Got some videos of the draft dodger. Very disturbing. The draft dodging middleweight. Steve Bunce, the Ugandan barrow. I wanted the PRs. Okay, where's Finland? No one knows. No one cares. They've never had a single good fighter. The best fighter was Robert Hellenius, and he's Swedish. I don't even know where Finland is on the map. Where is Finland? Does it exist? Does it even exist? Grozny's in Chechnya. Oh, that'll be it. Yeah, that's right. Lucas Brown is fighting unlicensed boxing with Frankie Gavin on the undercard. Tough time. Yeah, Frankie Gavin was one of the biggest wastes of talents. Like I said, he never got into PEDs because he had that boyish body, didn't he? Right? Even though I told you I've seen him in the gym sparring, and he was one of the most talented people I've ever seen box. The balance, the timing. He didn't have power. He always had that smackhead's body, didn't he? I have Ergovich knocking out Adelaide. So like Yanks can't fight. Yeah, they can't these days. Oh yeah, you've got to fight in America to win. Imagine that. Like all these great Americans on their PEDs and stuff, they always go, "Oh, you got to come to the US to win." It's like, well, no, why don't you get out of there? You remember Bernard Hopkins went to Columbia or somewhere and got knocked out. So that's why they stay in America, because the judges and the ref are on their side. Who did Valiev with the Big Bang? Valiev would be virtually impossible to stop. Unbelievably, he's got a huge heat like this, huge heat, bigger than Mahmudov. But amazingly, David Hay had him wobbling at the end. That was one of the things. I actually thought Valiev won that fight because hardly any shots were landed, and I thought he edged it by a round or two. The Big Bang gasses. That's the problem. Big Bang's got better skills, but gasses. I think it'll be a close fight that could go either way. You got Twitter? Well, right now I got banned. I got Insta. Was Jackson trying to put Yakub's plan into action, moonwalking and bleaching his skin? Oh, Michael Jackson. Yeah, I don't know, man. He probably wanted to be one of Yakub's peeps. Frank Bruder's another knob. He's a strange one, that's for sure. Trained by some Arab bum son, I heard. What? Who are you talking about here? I can't. I'm not. No. Oh, Cursed is not making. Shane Morgan Sangawich. I'm at home. No Sangawich today, I'm afraid. I hope you well. I'm well. Great to see you. It's great to have a female. We've had a few females on the show. We had Missy Rara, who's disappeared. I hope she's okay. I really like Missy Rara, and she agreed with me about women's boxing being so whack. Who's the other female? Sonia Blade. Sonia Blade wins fatality. She comments quite a lot. She knows her stuff. She's good. She's quite fun. I haven't seen her though recently much. What did you get banned on Twitter for? Speaking the truth, mate. What do you think, bro? Gonna smash the bag like it's Scott Eddie. Yeah, that's another full chat thing. Ghislaine got away with it. She'll probably be. She's gone to an open prison type thing, right? Oh, Tinto Brasswell, thank you, brother. Big up to all the Yakub creations tuning into Triple B. Thank you, brother. Thank you to Yakub's evil creations. They were only created because poor Yakub had a huge heat and a massive IQ, and they made fun of him, and he couldn't get no pum-pum. He couldn't get no pum-pum, so he said, I'm going to create the evil white devil on Patmos. Thank you for the tenor, Tinto. That's very, very kind. That your avatar looks like that Hooray Henry. You know that Hooray Henry I said I did a video about it. It was just staring at my plate all the time and bugging me. Ingemar Johansson ironed out Floyd Patterson. He was from Finland. No, he wasn't. He's from Sweden, blood. He was from Sweden. You might be joking on purpose, bro, but he was from Sweden, like Otto Wallin. He was a great puncher. A good fighter. He knocked out a bunch of British guys. Unfortunately, Ingemar's problem was pum-pum, and he didn't ever train properly. But yeah, he flattened Patterson, but in the rematch, he got flattened so much his foot was going like that. It's 3-1 anybody to win within 5 the Ergovich fight. I don't think Adelaide will stop Ergovich. Ergovich's got a super chin. He put over once, but it wasn't very good. It didn't look that great a shot. More like off balance by Jolie Jean. He got stopped against Dubon, which really surprised me. I really thought Ergovich was going to win that by KO, but I don't think he trained properly as usual. And also, it was cuts, and a lot of them were caused by Daniel Dubon's big head. Yeah, got a Furossi Ferry Breeze. Baghdadi Paddy's there. It was murder in there. Murder. I come in like I'm sitting there. Where's Joshua? Where's Anthony? He's going to be fighting Ruiz, and I'm looking everywhere, and I can't find him and open the door to Joshua's dressing room, and he's bent over on the couch, and AKA Skins is having anal zakes with him, and he was murdering him. Man. He was killing him. He was murdering him, man. That shit. That's a video I did, but originally it was Will Smith getting smashed by Dwayne Martin. So check it out. Joe Hansen's a Swedish name. He was definitely Swedish, man. Yeah, he was Swedish, like Otto Wallin. I wonder if you practiced the Swedish culture and watched the action from the cup chair. Probably not, because I don't think. See, Sweden was not as lame as it is now. Back in Ingmar's day, they actually, no joke, not a lot of people know this. They think it's a real liberal country. They sterilized people with disabilities in Sweden so they couldn't reproduce. Mahmudov looked so mean when the doctor delivered him his shoulder. Exactly. Finland isn't real. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. I once saw a guy that Downey wearing an Adam Johnson football shirt after Johnson had been done for once. I know, but the poor guy. I mean, look, life, as I said before, life's hard enough without being crippled by something like, being a Hmong or whatnot. Cyborg, thank you very much again for the Aussie bucks. Like Cheetah Turkey, blocked you on Twitter? I didn't think you blocked anyone. That's impressive. What did you say, man? Do you watch Porky Says Game? Not so much. I used to watch him. I don't like the word religiously because I'm a Christian and I don't like to disrespect. I don't even like the word religion. It's kind of, it's misdirection. There's only one religion and that's Christianity. So follow the Lord. Do you watch? So I don't anymore. And he releases a lot of. He's always whinging. He releases a lot of videos, but in the Dave Caldwell days, yeah, I watched him all the time. And he even bought a banner that he hung up, an advertising banner. Yeah, he's kind of game, Porky. I like him. Do you want to see Bivol fight next? There've been talk of him moving up to fight Jai or Pataya, but I don't know if that's just rumors. I just don't want to see another Bivol Beterbiev. How many times have they fought? I've forgotten. Is it twice or is it 3 times? I've forgotten now. Making you Twitter Triple B. Yeah, the problem is with Twitter now is if you want to, show up and post a lot and get followers, you need to give them your information. So that's not happening, bro. Not happening anymore. I'm not doing Twitter anymore. That used to be Finland Prime Minister Sanna Marin is a bit of all right, best looking politician I've ever seen. Well, yeah, but Finland doesn't exist, bro. So she is. Didn't she snog some woman or some guy in a club that wasn't her husband when she was off a nut? But she's the Prime Minister of nowhere. Tommy Gunn. Who's that, bro? Is that Emperor Michael in the Avatar? Should be the best ever to lace them up. God bless, bro. God bless you too. And thank you so much for the £5. Thank you, brother. Who's that in your avatar, man? It's giving me the. It looks like Yakub. He's got a huge head. Is that Yakub? Is that Yakub? Who actually is AKA Skins? Are you serious? Just watch my videos, bro. If you don't know who AKA Skins is, just search for AKA Skins on my videos. Come on, bro. I'll tell you this story now, just because we're here. He is Gay J's long-term lover and boyfriend. And I'll tell you why, it is 100% confirmed. I spoke to a pro who had a mate who worked for Matchroom in Joshua's camp. And all he did, I told him, Gay J's Batman. And Skins is his boyfriend. But Gay J's the bottom, right? So all he did was send a picture of Skins and said, who's this? And the guy came straight back and goes, that's Joshua's boyfriend. Santa lives in Finland. Can Santa fight? Santa's another fake thing to ruin Christianity as a Christian festival by making it about Santa and reindeers and red noses. It should be brown noses. They're promoting you on the basket weaving forum. Oh, cool, man. They say nice things. You never know because, some people hate and there's always some hatred, but I don't, care. Here comes, my man, Donnie. What's up, blood? Would you rather have eyes too close together or eyes too far apart? Great question. Great question. They're actually official names for these kind of conditions. And the one with the eyes too far apart, I'll find out what it is. And what it is, eyes too... and someone said, I actually lurk on Twitter as well. So I've got an alias account, right? But I don't use it to post because they keep on asking me for my information. And then I'll be higher up in the post list. So they can go and F themselves. Eyes too wide apart. There's an official term for it. Doesn't Greta Thunberg have eyes too wide apart? It's called orbital hypertelorism, right? And it's got a bunch of and someone was saying on Twitter there seem to be all these people now with orbital hypertelorism. The eyes too wide apart. So would I rather have eyes too close or too wide apart? It depends. If I'm fighting a guy who's good at throwing hooks, I want eyes too wide apart. If I'm fighting a guy with eyes who's good at straight shots, then I definitely want eyes being close together. Yep, absolutely. And by the way, all the Santa songs, go and see who wrote them. I wonder if Emperor Michael has any termites on his being everywhere. I don't even bother him. Darren Till's eyes are the closest together I've ever seen. But he's not a bad boxer. I have to give him that. I was very surprised when I seen him box. I'll box them two guys. They tell who wins in the beauty pageant? Bruce Jenner, Oscar De La Homo. What with his wigs? I mean, they both need to be put in stocks and beaten up, and have rotten vegetables and turds thrown at them for being wrongs. Never good. I got Ford, Bull, and Itauma winning. I don't care about Ford. I don't care about Bull. Actually, no, I do care a bit. I like Abraham Nova win because of his ginger beard. It's kind of fun, and he's got this great kind of puppet thing he carries around. Bull should win. Yeah, I'm hoping Goodman wins on points because I just got a bet on. That's all. I don't mind Bull, but he's a midget. Itauma winning, probably, most likely. If I had to bet my life, I would, but I hope Dillian wins. Yeah, boxing is a British sport, and it's owned by who? Frank Warren. It's owned by Frank Warren, Queensberry. Oh, look, someone's gone on the basketball form. Get on the Triple B show, Finn lad, or some Finnish guy. Well, the Finnish guy said, Hellenius. When he's the only fighter ever to be known to come out of Finland, which doesn't exist, is Hellenius, who's Swedish. So if that's the best Finland can do. Open up your chat to recent subscribers, Triple B. Oh, so I can get the faux channels. Yeah, I did say you had to be a subscriber for a day. Okay, I'll do that, man. Give me a second, man. I've got to get into the studio, which is a bit of a pain. But then you get spammed, you see. I don't like spams and haters, but go on. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. So it'll take me just a second. I've got to go into studio. It's a bit difficult on this bloody little mobile thing. I'll answer some stuff. Shane Bogers again, 60. Kirsty will visit next weekend. I'm alone now. I'm sorry to hear that, bro. What are you doing? Are you making your own sandwiches, or are you going to order from Just Eat or something like that? I'm going to start. By the way, I've been in chats with some guys that want to promote the channel, and I mean not those spammy emails from Czechoslovakian email accounts. I mean from some actual companies, but they're like CBD companies, herb companies. I've been in chat with another company that's offered me some serious commission, but they're on the steps of legality in the UK, so I don't know if I can do that because I don't want the channel banned, obviously. Right, so let's open up the chat. Okay. So we open up the chat. So you want me to open up to any subscribers? I mean, like I said, usually I'm against this because you get spammers. Who can send messages? Anyone now, okay? It says anyone. Who can send messages? Anyone, it says. Subscribers, anyone. It says anyone can send. I don't know what's going on. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to open it for subscribers of 1 minute. Okay? So hit some. If you want to leave a message, you subscribe to the channel. Right? But you only have to wait 1 minute. Okay, before you can actually comment. If White flukes, okay, Frank might have someone's Jacobs off. If you stop me again while I'm walking, I'll cut your fucking Jacobs off. Thanks for the tip, Bricktop. What's that guy called? And he goes, he's got a stupid name like Stretch or something. Stretch, if you stop me again while I'm walking, I'll cut your fucking Jacobs off. Yeah, bring back stocks, right? Yeah, for parade attendees. Yeah, throw turds at them, this kind of stuff. Some guy who wants to rip cash, same guy who wants to rip cash. QA1. What's QA, bro? I only go on Poland box. I've tried. I looked at other ones. It's quite weird, you know. People, oh, of course, the normies go, 4chan is an evil right wing. But they've got things about origami. They've even got LGBT Batman forum. Obviously, I've never been on that. Peter Richards, boxing is owned by the Saudis with some help from Fish House. Yeah, it's a box thing. I was told Turkey He isn't intended to go as well for being part of the Bannerman Hanifa trial. I had a few homebrews and I challenged him to a punch on in Tasmania. He called me a convict cow. That's quite funny from both sides, to be honest. That's quite funny, man. Yep. Chisora Usic, that's what you mean, the draft dodger, allegedly. Weps89, what's up, my man? Guy's name snatches Fringe, that's right. If you stop me again while I'm walking, Fringe, I'll catch your fucking eye comes off. Yeah, Fringe, that was it. Fringe, yeah. Snatch is actually quite a good film. Lock Stock was so whack, it's pathetic. I remember I was seeing this girl who was posh, and I was sitting there eating, and this man comes up, this old boy comes up. Oh, yeah, hello. Not talking to me, talking to the girl. Oh, you know my son, Guy. She said, oh, he's a tough guy. He's a real tough guy. I said, no, he's definitely an ure. He might be able to fight. Apparently does jiu-jitsu and karate and stuff. So I'm not saying he can't fight, you know, but I'm saying, and I said, do you know why I know that he's a ure? I said, because the most convincing bit in Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels are those posh guys who are trying to grow weed. Oh. And, you know, it's so ridiculous. Like that girl picks up a Bren gun and fires it. As if a girl would know or be able to pick up a Bren gun. She'd be boom, bah, smash. But the most convincing bits were the Hooray Henry drug dealers. And it's really unfunny. But, yeah. And anyway, so I'm sitting there with this girl. And she's like, no, he's real tough. I'm like, well, no, but he's a Hooray. Trust me. And then, like, a few weeks later, the dad comes up and he's super posh. Hey, hello. We're already good friends, mate, with Guy, my son. Well, you know, guys, anyone who's called Guy is posh anyway. So that's a bit of a good. AJH in the house. Thank you for buying me a beer. Remember, you can buy me a beer. You can super check. My boy AJH bought me a beer. Ban Barry Jones will commentate on heavyweight fights. He starts talking about midget boxing any chance. He's pathetically small. The worst boxer. World champion of all time. He had one stoppage and he beat a bum. He dropped Acelino Freitas, but anyone can just catch someone running in. That was just a random thing. He then got destroyed and retired. Usyk delaying the Parker fight to cycle on and off PD. I've had rumors of cycling from Usyk, but I'm not sure. His body definitely don't look it. Layer Cake was good. Well, Layer Cake wasn't a. Was that a Guy Ritchie film? Layer Cake. Let me see. I didn't think it was. So remember, if you want to drop a message and you're new, just subscribe, and a minute later you should be able to do it. No, it's directed by Matthew Vaughn. He was also involved in Lock Stock, right? Another hooray. My dentist told me to get in a silver filling. It was right in the back of my car. I wish I looked at Toxic Chip they put in those things beforehand. I'm stuck with it now. Yeah, what kind of stuff? I mean, is it not pure silver? Yeah. Great gangster films, A Long Good Friday. Never watched it. Hasn't it got, what's his name? What's that blonde guy called? Who married an Asian girl. He's a curry driller. You know, he's very famous, but I never liked him. The Cockney geezer. He always annoyed me, man. I was never into. Well, Prince Patel, is he coming on the channel again? Has he had any fights lately? He's been building himself up. Go and check his Twitter out. I don't have any plans to have him on the channel, no. Was Terry Mars of the grass, on that fateful day, as I heard our survey says. Someone was saying Terry Marshall was going to go on, but that guy's disappeared, man. There's a Disney movie called K-Pop Demon Hunters. In the movie, there's a boy band that is demons. In their promotional material, demonic appearances splashes for a split second. Sick, predictable, and sick. They're telling us something. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. I don't watch no K-pop, but Game, the new Prince Naz film looks shite. Oh, I thought I'd done a video on it, but I now realize I haven't. I got halfway through it and didn't release it. It looks like a B movie, and it's cringe. And the amount of agenda there is. The whole Nazim story is a lie. You remember Brendan Ingalls? Oh, I was on top of a bus, and I saw these racist white guys, 4 of them, attacking what I thought were a Pakistani boy, and he was dodging it and bashing them up. And I was like, firstly, I've been, is it almost impossible to win against 4 guys, right? Just get thrown on the floor and booted, right? There's just no way. Yeah, Teddy Atlas allegedly did it to 5 guys after getting slashed. But yeah, that was a lie. How does Brendan Ingle on top of the bus, which I bet he never travelled on a bus, look down and know that these guys are racist, and they push that again and again in the trailer? right? But no Nazim interview did he ever say that I've seen that was wastely abused. He was just a bit of a cocky little shit, and you get in fights like everyone did at school. Sheffield's kind of quite multicultural anyway. His best friend was Rand Rhodes. Get Carter. It's Michael Caine. Yeah, of course. I can't believe I can't remember these guys. Lock, Stock is a great film purely for the violence. Oh, it's got Lenny McLean in it, isn't it? I mean, they're bits okay. It's got Steve Collins in it as a bouncer. Yeah, I mean, I'm just growing out of that kind of nonsense. It was like the English version of Pulp Fiction. Too much silliness. Guns for show, knives for a pro. And then the guy gets beaten to death with a black dildo. I mean, firstly, that's obviously agenda stuff. You can't beat someone to death with a bit of rubber. You should fight Tan Booth, no weight class, spark him out. I already offered him out about 2 years ago. I told him I'm going to knock you out. I want to do bare knuckle. I don't want to do any of this gloved stuff. Lock, Stock is a great film. Says Cursed purely for the... Oh, I've already said that. You said that twice, Cursed. What's going on, man? You got Tourette syndrome? You got Tourette typing? Yeah, the Nas film looks ridiculously bad. Yeah, I was going to release a video on it. I just haven't finished it. I need to go back. The funny thing is, the actual guy playing Nas is Egyptian and is really pale. And the Nas, the kid that plays Nas as a kid looks like Nas. But then he suddenly grows up and he becomes almost white, Persian looking. Better than the Foot Soldier films anyway. One of them I quite liked. Thought on At Home with the Furious. Never watched it. The guy looks F all like Nas. Yeah, he doesn't. He looks like Iranian, Persian guy, dude, don't he, man? But, it's a bit odd. He's a random Egyptian guy who's never really starred in any films. Why did they choose that? Surely they could have chosen someone who actually resembled him a bit more, because the young kid does resemble him. All right, let's see what it's saying on books. No, nothing really. Nothing really. AJH, what up, my brother? Forget Nas need a film on the legendary Dominic Ingle, the Muscle Queen. Yeah, I wonder if they'll show him drinking Kell Brook's nut. Triple B just called out Bongs again, called in the baby snatcher. Yeah. Curse Holland, I feel sorry for the kids of Tyson's. He's not the best parenting. Yeah. I also feel I'm not excusing bad parenting, but I also feel sorry. Do you mean Tyson Fury? Sorry. Do you mean Tyson Fury or Mike Tyson? If you talk about Mike Tyson had a dreadful upbringing. Really, I would never swap places. I don't care how many millions. I would never drop places with him. Tyson Fury, I don't know. I think he keeps him out of the picture, and I think the person that brings him up will be his wife, right? His wife. And I'm pretty sure Paris does a good job. She seems likable, She seems likable. She's a good wife. She doesn't try and get a boat race everywhere. So I don't know, actually. I think they probably get brought up quite well. I wonder if they're going to fight. That's the interesting thing, because obviously they don't need to. I never seen that video of the Turkish boxer beating 4 guys outside his car, but to be honest, the guy looked way older. I haven't. I've seen a Russian guy, and he gets harassed by a couple of, I think they're foreigners, his girlfriend, and he's clearly a boxer, and he whacks out both of them. I mean, it's possible, but taking 4 guys on when you're like age 8, then you just get pulled on the floor and kicked, I'm permabound on 4 cock. It'll be, do you ever watch UFC? Yes. I've answered this many times. What's the problem, Donnie? You don't watch the channel enough? Yes. But they're struggling at the UFC for big names. And then nothing's happening in heavyweight. Tom Aspinall, who should be a star by now, is being kept on the side as interim champion. John Jones allegedly is retired, but he should have fought Aspinall. But Dana White, for some reason, doesn't want to risk it. I mean, I don't. Has he had some people say John Jones is fruity. Has Dana White had some kind of fruity kind of, get together? I don't know. But sorry, Donnie, I didn't answer your question. Yeah, Hamzat vs Duplessis is a great fight. Yeah, it is. But the undercard didn't really look interesting. And where are the heavyweights? Where are the heavyweights? You've got to have at least one decent heavyweight fight on every big UFC show, in my opinion, because they're the kangs. But Yeah, Duplessis is a solid favourite, not like ridiculous, but solid. And you think Sam Solo like to be padded up with Paul Sykes? Oh yeah, yeah. But I think Paul Sykes was a bit of a sadist, so he probably and apparently he used to bum like young guys in the Nick. You know, he had a penchant for young guys. Sam Solo, yeah, he'd probably just put his face in the pillow and his ass in the end, beg to be smashed. But Paul Sykes was a sadist, so he probably would have no interest in Stroller, you know. But and the thing is, like, shit, it's already been 2 hours. Yeah, I need to eat. I haven't eaten anything, so I'm going to stop this within, I say, 10:15. So also the other thing is, Paul Sykes was a real bad drunk. At the end, he was so bad that he was on the streets and he was a wreck. And a bunch of teenagers drained the lizard all over him. At the time when I first read it, I thought, oh man, that's a bit cruel on a homeless guy. And then I read about what a wrong he was. I was like, good. Now stays away from the Saudis. Yeah, his Yemeni Houthis know they're part of Zog. Yeah, correct. But you notice he's bought Naz because he never speaks out about Yemen, his own people. He never speaks up about it. Never. He just keeps to generic Islam. What was Peter Andre Jamaican? Oh yeah, Jamaican film. They pulled a little while. I can't remember, but that was funny, right? I mean, one more cigarette, which don't smoke. You know, if you smoke pure tobacco, apparently you don't get no cancer, and it can protect you from COVID and stuff like that. Mike Tyson raped in the hood by a black man, then fiddled by D'Amato and Jim Jacobs. Yeah, it's important to remember that Mike Tyson was non-stop by Cus D'Amato in the Catskills. What do they say on books? There's like a copy pasta in there. He was non-stop in I don't know. He's like far away, in a remote house by Cus D'Amato. Yeah, I don't have Tourette's. Yeah, that happens out as an animal. He is, but I like the Dreykus. I think they will want Shemaev to win. Where's it happening, by the way? They're fighting that fella. Yeah, I mean, the problem is fighting MMA guys is if you don't really train in groundwork, you're in trouble. But there's certain things you can't do in MMA, in UFC, obviously, which you can do on the streets. You can't grab someone's nuts, can you? If someone's on top of me and I've stuck my finger in their eyes, bitten them, and whacked them right on the end of the chin from a bottom position, you see, I think it was who was it? Christoph Lordiak or something like that, or Glowacki did an MMA fight, and the guy was on top of them, and they just went, and he just cracked him. I think it was with the left hook, bang on the end of the chin. Even though the guy was on top and knocked him out. But, you can't grab nuts in UFC. You can't put your thumb in their eye. Well, John Jones does. He puts his fingers in your eyes. You can't headbutt. You can't bite. I mean, they do say, really, if you fight on the streets, the last thing you want to do is get on the flow. And people have friends. What are you smoking to? These are Sterling. These are the only fags you can get as 10. Because they get around it by wrapping it in brown leaf, so it's officially a cigarillo, but it's not. It's just a cigarette. I've seen that when he walked past with his girlfriend. One of them slapped her, and he knocks them both out. Yeah. There's also this pool table one, where these guys are playing pool, and this guy, I don't know, he loses. He sort of chucks the ball out, and he's obviously really pissed. And I don't know, the guy that whacks him out looks like he smashes his snooker cue right across his face, and it boom explodes. And then he cracks him, I think, with a left right, and the guy is just boom finished. I mean, I think that was a bit cruel. The guy's obviously drunk. Hey, for the £2, thank you, brother. Bless you. Very generous. If you're a big massive guy like 6'6", if you could think you beat 4 guys a lot smaller, I think Valovo could beat 4 guys easily when he was younger. Anyway, I mean, Valo is a different type of beast. Or Mahmudov or someone like that. If they're a lot smaller, yeah. But I think 4 a lot smaller guys would just probably run off. Davison was training a gay for Whyte a year ago. How does this muppet who's never boxed get all these big jobs? The UFC is somewhat based, but based? Do you mean based or biased? But Dana White loves it. John's the UFC goal. I don't agree. I think he's very good. But he's a PD guy. He's fair test. He pokes people in the eyes. He is very good. But for me, the GOAT has to be heavyweight, and it's Fedor, the last emperor. Right? I'm not looking at Georges St. Pierre or Habib or any of these other guys, Demetrius, DJ Johnson, any of these guys that are good because they're lower the weight. Let them fight Fedor, the last emperor in his prime. Apparently he's going to do boxing, but his chin went. Yeah, Georges St. Pierre. He's quite boring though. And Matt the Terror Sarah battered him. I remember watching that. Blood clot. Well, lost my. Yeah. Matt the Terror Sarah. I mean, I thought George St. Pierre was a bit boring, to be honest. He didn't really appeal to me. I like the violence. I like proper stand-up violence. So, you know. Maloney. Where's Michael Maloney? Probably having a good time. Paul Sykes proudly talked about getting his wife when she was underage in his documentary. He's a despicable piece of shit. Some widows actually idolize him. Yeah, there's about 4 or 5 books written on him. It's absolutely gross. For Sonny Edwards, who's won Tyson Fury, who wins? Oh, I mean, if you're going to say that, Tyson Fury. Jones is a heavyweight champ when he shouldn't be. Or I thought he'd retired anyway. Right? Aspinall. Why isn't he fighting Aspinall? He's fought one guy in 4 years, Stipe Miocic or something like that. John Jones is a batman. Yeah, he walked around all night looking for it. That's why I've heard that. That's what all the PEDs do to you. They mess your hormones. It seems to happen a lot with black heavyweights. Where's Sonny Edwards? He needs to come back on. I don't know if he would. I think he feels that he escaped by the skin of his chin. Because I didn't release that phone call. But he bribed me £8 that came on the channel, so I let it go. So a lot of people go, "Oh, you're a coward. You didn't diss him." I said, "Look, just let it go." And I spoke to him personally online, and he was very sorry. It's funny how these people, when you got a lot on them and you reveal it, after they try and stitch you up, they're suddenly very sorry and apologize, and they make excuses. Mike Tyson's brother was a surgeon. What? She's for thug life growing up. I mean, in general, I'd say yes on Scott, but I didn't know that. Is that definitely true? But Mike Tyson got raped by an uncle. His mother was a prostitute. His dad was a crackhead. I mean, and he was attacked and bullied by local people. So I that's not just, being a hood rat. That's real bad. Fedor. The last emperor. I used to watch him when he was fighting. Yeah, his chin suddenly went. It was very weird. He got knocked out by Matt Mitrione or something, I think. Aspinall's the champ. Jones retired. Oh, he's full champ now. Yeah. Fedor was a hard man. He had a brother called Alex, who was liked to get his drink on a bit too much. Oh, yeah. Don Fry. I like the old school guys. I also like the fat cowboy. What was his name? He beat up Kimbo in Tough. Who's the other guy I liked? Now he looks like an accountant and he's really slim. Yeah. What was the guy with a big goatee who knocked someone out and then the guy's shivering on the floor and he took the piss out of him? Tank Abbott. Jones fighting at the White House next year, retired. Yeah, well, Don Fry's also great. Yeah, we've seen that. Skins v Tiny. Which Instagram is more narcissistic? Yeah, Skins probably. Yeah, but they're both as bad as each other. Skins is actually, well, he's allegedly got some company or some kind of yoga ting, and he had a socks company, didn't it? What happened to that? But I think that money came from Gay J as hush money. Mike Tyson's brother became a trauma center. Was he a full? I wonder how many people he killed by mistake. But was he a full brother or half brother? David Tyson. I'm going to check it out. I never heard this, man. It's amazing. You can be in boxing for so long. I might have heard it and forgot it. That's possible. David Tyson. CIA video. That's a different David Tyson. So there's another. David Michael Tyson. Okay, let's have a look at that one. Oh, no, that's a white guy. David Tyson, Mike's brother. Let's see if that comes out then. I'm pretty sure he wasn't brought up in the same. Yeah, I'll look at it later, man. Did you see Hatman Boxing? No, I don't watch it. Trying to make an expose of Tyson's real name being Luke Fury. He acted like it was a scoop. I mean, this has been for ages. Some people think his name's Luke Partridge. I mean, so what? If his first name was Luke and his second name is Tyson, so what? Yeah. Look at the amount of boxers that changed their name. Sugar Ray Robinson, Walker Smith Jr., Arnold Raymond Cream, Jersey Joe Walcott. Of course, there's like Cassius Clay, Muhammad. I mean, so what, man? And at least it is actually his name. Some people say it's Partridge, but I think that's a joke. Hani stole J from Skins. He did, and I've done many videos on Hatman telling us what we already know. I mean, what? Yeah, exactly. As if that's a scoop. Right, I'm going to finish up soon. It's past 1:15. As usual, we always say thank you to all the people who've shown love. My main man, Shane Bongos. Enjoy your dinner, whatever it is. My boy, Cyborg, 499 Oz. Thanks for love. Tinto Brass was very generous tenor. Tommy Gunn, Tommy the Machine Gun with the $5. Thank you, brother. Bless you. Shane Boggers comes in with another 666 and AGH with a £2. Thank you, brother. Thank you to all you guys who support the show. Big up to Paul. Bongza, I still think you're a nonce. I can't believe no one commented on this. I can't believe no one saw that, man. Are you guys blind? When's the next stream? Tomorrow for the big fight. Rodney Tyson. Oh, so his name's Rodney Tyson now. Oh, there's another Ron Tyson who's a... I'm not checking these. I'll check these later. Thank you very much, guys. Enjoy your... I'm going to go and get my food on. So enjoy your dinners. Enjoy your food. Enjoy the boxing. What time tomorrow? I'll probably do the whole show, even though I don't care about the Japanese rug muncher. I don't care about Raymond Ford. Nick Ball's vaguely interesting because I got a bet on it. And what is it? Keish Ashfaq. I mean, I don't care about him. But I'll probably do it from the beginning because there's only 6 fights. I once did a 7.5 hour stream, I think, on Bivol Terbiev. Yes, peace in the Middle East. That will only happen when the Antichrist takes hold of the world. I wish I found a stream earlier. Oh, don't worry, bro. We're on tomorrow, man. You can rewatch it, right? So good night, everyone. And peace in the Middle East. And we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, for the big fight. The big 10-round fight, as we've just found out tonight. All right, guys. See y'all later. Never get 7 p.m. UK. Yeah, if that's when it starts. I mean, like, you know. Actually, the Ray Ford Abraham Nova is vaguely interesting because I quite like Nova. I'm not interested in the Japanese rug muncher. I'm not interested in Keish Ashfaq. But, yeah, hopefully 7 words as later. Bye, Chilby, and everyone. See you next time. Yep, peace. Take care, guys. See you soon.